gamers? Today I will be showing you how to play Order of the Dragon in Season 11. I'm going to show you two different builds. One is going to be 2 Town Center, which I personally think is the best OTD build. And then I'm going to show you the Pro Scouting into Fast Imperial, kind of like how HRE plays. So I'm going to be showing you 2 games with 2 Town Center. One of them I got all in, one of them I did not. So I'm going to give you kind of play-by-play on what to do and how to play against certain things. If you're interested in OTD 1TC all-in, I have that guide on my YouTube channel. It is an old guide, but nothing has changed. I think it's from like a few seasons ago, but it's still viable, perfectly fine. Meinwerk all-in build. And I also have a cheese OTD build with the proxy barracks. So you can try that one too. But anyway, we're going to be doing 2 Town Center. So let's do it. So we're going to start with 5 on food, and then we're going to rally 2 on gold. Okay. Now what I like to do, especially with OTD, I don't build houses or stuff around my TC because I want that for farming. Especially because your villagers are more expensive, they're more valuable. You don't want to lose them, so you want to have as efficient farms as possible. Okay. So 5 on food, 2 on gold, then you're going to rally onto the food until you have enough for the age up. So this is the normal build, standard build. Nothing crazy about it. When you have 200 gold, you're going to move these 2 guys because you only need 200 so you can age up. And regarding which landmark to go, in my opinion, if you're going to Town Center, you should go for the Chapel. If you're going for some kind of 1TC Imperial rush, I think Meinwerk is fine in that case. So it's completely up to you. But I think you can also go 2TC Meinwerk or 2TC Chapel. They both work. So right here, I didn't really have any super good spots. I could have put Chapel in the back, but I decided to go Chapel here. I got Chapel on deer, gold, berries, and wood, which is obviously like a 10 out of 10. It would be just better if it was in the back. Once you start aging up, you're going to age up with 2, and then you're going to put 4 on stone and then rally onto the wood, okay, until the age up is ready. Or until the age up is completed, then you'll have enough stone for a second Town Center. Now, I was playing against Ottoman, so I was worried that he is going to arrive with the Spearmen on stone, so I put another villager on stone in a second. But you only need 4 in order to get TC at the perfect time. And you will see this lines up really well. So as I'm aging up, the age up is completed. You'll see in a second I'm going to have enough stone. And I got a little bit of extra stone. Excuse me. So I get a little bit of extra stone here, extra 40, because I think it's always good to just get extra 40 stone in case you want to make a tower too, which in this game I did, so it kind of worked out. But you can see, basically, the moment I age up 445, you should have enough resources for a Town Center. And now, where to put Town Center? Well, 95% of the time, you want to put the Town Center on deer, okay? So, if it wasn't Ottoman or had a Spearman here, I would probably just make a TC like here. That way, I protect my Chapel and gold and woodline. But because he had Spearmen and there was deer dead and I couldn't place my Chapel here, TC here, I just went here to secure this gold and semi kind of defend this gold at the same time. You could also do something like go and make a TC here. This would be also a really good spot, but I prefer usually to not make my second TC super far away because then it becomes a lot harder to defend. But you don't want to also waste too much time running around to place a TC, because if I run from here to there, by that time I run there, I probably lost a villager that I could have made if I just made a TC here. So have that in mind. But OTD Town Centers are very durable because of the emergency repairs. It is very strong. So even if you place that second TC forward, you're completely fine. So he tries to poke here, but I have villagers, so I just fight him. And this game, the Ottoman went for super all in, which is a great game for a guide, so I can show you guys my thought process and everything else. Now, there are 2 ways to fight against this, okay? So number one would be to simply make units. So right now, I would put all these guys or most of these guys on wood, and I would make production buildings and I would defend. But if you have enough food, like if your second TC is on deer, what you can do is what I did here, which is just castle rush, even though I am getting all in. The reason you can do this is because if you have deer, it will basically carry your economy to castle, and then if you go burger, you will produce units much more efficiently and a lot like cheaper compared to normal barracks production, and you will have castle man-at-arms, which can do really well against pretty much any all-in. Okay, so in this game I just decided to, like I said, go for fast castle. He actually did a tower rush for my chapel, which is actually pretty smart. The one thing he could have done better is he could have made a tower here, but if he made it here I would just go on berries. So he made a tower, so he kind of completely negated my chapel. So right here you can see my worker split. I put 5 on wood because I wanted to get the deer here, so I'm just gonna make that outpost and mill, and I'm gonna upgrade the outpost, which is gonna allow me to get gather all the deer. Now if my second TC was here, I obviously wouldn't need to do that, and I could just age up without it, and I wouldn't even need to put any workers on wood. So I move away my sheep, the tower finishes, and I just go on the deer to try get that as fast as possible, so that once he like goes rams and once he goes for a push, I already gathered all the deer right here. And obviously because I had 40 extra stone, or 44, I have arrow slits too. Now, I started survival techniques, but I canceled it. I was like, you know what? I actually want to age up as fast as possible. I don't need survival techniques. I just need to get to the burger so that I can produce units a lot more efficiently. So right now, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And he is fully committing to this, by the way. He's making Sipahi, he's making archers, he's going to start making a rams soon. So he is just fully going for it. But right now, there is no place for him to attack. He even tries to sneak in here and do something, but he ends up losing a scout, which was not ideal for him. So, yeah, tried a little bit too much. Now, this map, the resources for me are very bad. The reason they're bad is I don't have anything in the back. Like if I had a berry patch in the back or a second deer pack in the back, this would be so much easier for me, because once I run out of this food, I can just go in the back and chill. But all my resources were forward. So these berries were denied by the tower. The deer are pretty far out. These berries are pretty far out. And you'll see how I managed to do that. So I'm gathering. We're going to age up in a second. There's the burger. And the next thing I want to do, because I'm getting all in, is I want to make sure I have +1 ranged armor against those pesky archers. So the deer are pretty much gone. I know that he's going to start ramming soon. There it is. I make blacksmith as well. And now we're going to go onto the sheep. So the reason why sometimes, even though it might seem weird, like counterintuitive, like rushing castle while you're getting all in, but with the OTD burger, you produce 35% faster with it and 35% cheaper. So basically, whichever units you're making out of it, you kind of gain resources. Plus, you're in 2 town centers, so your economy just booms pretty hard. So, what I'm going to do here is something that you can learn, no matter which city you're playing, you can do this on, okay? So what I'm going to do, these sheep are going to run out soon. I have 3 sheep and 2 I think are dead, or 3 are dead. So, what I can do, because my opponent is all-inning for the town center, I can just go gather deer here and make a tower. And if my opponent ever goes for that side, then I am free to do whatever I want here. My second TC is safe. And I can just run with these villagers, or even if they die, the longer the game goes from this point on, I'm going to be in better and better position because I'm getting more and more value from the burger, okay? So, he's going to ram this. I'm going to emergency repair it just to waste time, of course. Yeah, like that. Always remember to use emergency repairs on towers and TCs. It is very, very important. This gold is almost out. I'm getting iron undermash. And whenever you go burger, the upgrade that is extremely important is military academy. Because military academy further makes your burger even better. Because it allows you to produce units faster, which means you're saving even more resources on unit production. So, if I go tower here, like I said, even if he comes here and attacks, then this side is completely fine to do whatever I want. I could even destroy the tower, or I could even go to the left side of the map. So again, I'm going to take another 5 villagers, send them on this side of the map, and I'm going to build a mill and a tower. And I'm going to get some villagers to to gather the stone, so I can upgrade these towers into sprinkle towers and then reinforce them as well, so he needs rams to take them down. So let's say he goes here right now and I upgrade the tower. It's gonna take like 30 seconds for him to rotate his whole army, 20-30 seconds. Then it's gonna take him another 30-40 to kill this. And again, the longer time it passes, the better it is for me. So in a moment, I'm gonna send more villagers, 5 more, exactly 5, and build a tower there too to do the same thing. I have a scout here, which is patrolling to see if there's any units moving on this side, so I can run away in time if needed. If it's like too many units, I can just run away. But he decides to go for the push, and meanwhile, I've been just producing Gilded men-at-arms the whole time. I'm gonna garrison 8 villagers into the town center, and whenever you're getting all in, if you can, try your best to target fire, because I'm not doing anything right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the town center and click on Mechter to try kill both Mechters. That's a pretty important target to kill. Or if he was playing, you know, like let's say English, you would rather target fire longbows than spearmen, because I'm going men-at-arms, so I just want to take care of whichever units are squishy and deal high amounts of damage. So now I'm waiting, I don't activate emergency repairs immediately, I wait till almost the last moment, and the moment I activate it, he bails. So this gives me again another 30 to 40 seconds breathing room so I can do whatever I want. I have a lot of villagers on wood because I don't have any resources that I can gather, so I'm just slowly adding farms meanwhile. You can see there's a tower going up here, there's tower already here, and right now I am out of gold completely, so I need to take care of that. I could have made a market and just sold wood like twice just to get some gold, but yeah, I was getting all in, so I wasn't really paying attention. And now his army is massive, right? If you look at this army, that is a crap ton of units, and I have Gilded men-at-arms. So, he's got 3 rams now. My emergency repair is not ready yet, but again, what's very important is to target fire the Mechter, which is exactly what I do with the DC. You can see it shooting at Mechter. He has the ranged armor thing. And now, once that is down, his whole army is doing a lot less. Emergency repair activated once again, and now we're just fighting under both TCs with men-at-arms. So, even though I'm going to lose all these units, I am trading much more efficiently than he is. I'm going to try to torch down the ram. I have some villagers here, I have villagers here, I have villagers on the bottom, so my economy is actually doing pretty well right now. I killed one of the rams, and now the TC is going down because I do not have emergency repairs again. But I can just repair the TC until the next emergency repair comes up. And then once that is activated, the game should be over because the opponent is committing under a TC that's shooting the whole time. So he's losing a lot of stuff. Another thing that you can get is balance +1 range attack. I don't know what the first one is called, and I got it here. Even though I have no archers and crossbows, the reason you get this is because it buffs the damage of your town centers too. So it is very good when you're getting all in, even if you're not going to produce archers in your unit comp. So we are repairing right here the whole time. The imams arrive now, so I'm going to target those immediately the moment I saw them. We're going to target them because they're healing quite a bit. You can see right there the target fire. And I'm just repairing until the emergency repair is ready again. The men-at-arms are just there to tank and deal damage. Emergency repair is ready. I run away with the villagers and we leave 8 inside the TC. Both imams go down and this is pretty much Jober. Because, yeah, my economy is like infinitely better. I also have some farms. These guys are gathering. I have food for days in these positions. And I'm upgrading the Springle Towers. So now, even if he found any of my villagers, let's say he found all of these and killed 10 of them, I'm still in a very, very strong position. So he's gonna try to fight these men-at-arms under the under this tower. I guess, you know, it's gonna help him, but the men-at-arms at this point are too good, and he does not have enough units to contest. And because we went with the military academy, my men-at-arms are producing in 15 seconds. Gilded men-at-arms. So I'm getting really, really good value. If you have extra food or resources, you can always produce out of the barracks too, even though you're not getting the units cheaper, but, you know, just spend your resources, defend. And now, once that is done, I can get wheelbarrow, I can soon get horticulture, and just kind of continue booming with 2 TC normally from then out. Okay? So there we go. That was game number 1. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you a couple of games. This one is against a very high-level player, Numudan. He's one of the best players in the game right now, and he was playing Jushi Legacy. So this was a bit of a different game. The first game was showing how to deal with all-ins. The second game I'm going to be showing you is how to deal with Pro Scout Fast Castle. So he went Fast Castle basically with Pro Scouting, had a lot of resources permitted coming in, and I went to Town Center. So we're going to skip this first part. On the maps where there are deer, by the way, like this, like near your base, you can go for deer immediately and get survival techniques as well. If you don't want to think about it, just go on sheep. It's fine. You can get the deer later. Don't worry about it too much. So, I'm still going to do 2 Town Center, and I'm still going to do Chapel. Now, Carmel is the name of this map, and Carmel is very good for 2 Town Center if you can get your 2 TC in a good position, which is what I'm going to be doing in this game because there's so much food. So, even though Carmel is usually played with Pro Scouting, you can prevent a lot of the deer on your side of the map while still gathering them and being able to fight your opponent on the other side. So, don't look at the build order for this map. I did it differently because it's the deer. Remember the build order from the first game, okay? That is the most important thing. So, Chapel is done, and we're gonna go for second Town Center. Now, if I make a second TC here, I'm gonna run out of food pretty fast. So I don't want to make a second TC here. I need gold later on. I need deer. I need boar. If the opponent isn't deer and boar, you kind of need to do the same. So one of the options I could have made a TC is here, and then I get boar, double berry, this mini deer pack, and kind of this because it didn't directly defend it. But I decided to go for an even better one, which is making a TC on the 10 pack deer, +3, plus boar, and then you have 2 berry patches as well, which is a really, really, really good one. Even though deer pushing is nerfed, by the way, what's nerfed is how often you can push the deer. So if the deer are like this, you can just push them a little bit if you want to your town center. So he's playing Jushi's Legacy, so he's going to be Pro Scouting, and he is already doing so. So what I need to do is try to get to castle as fast as possible, because I know that he will most likely be doing Pro Scouts, maybe a couple of units into Fast Castle, because that's what usually Pro Scouting civs like China, Jushi, or Eichuri do. So, what I'm going to do, even though my goal is to get to Fast Castle, I'm actually going to make a barracks and stable, and I'm going to produce a couple of Spearmen and a couple of Horsemen just to mess with his Pro Scouting, just to force him to try to defend. And even if he does go Fast Castle, he still has to worry about him, you know, losing scouts to my Spearmen and to my Horsemen, so I can relieve some pressure on my side of the map. We're going to do some light walling over here. We're going to pull the boar in a second to kill that. All the deer are dead. We already have survival techniques. Now this is the part that I mentioned. I'm going to deny this deer pack by putting a tower and upgrading. Right there. Upgrading it. and just put 5 villagers there. And if scouts ever come to pick up the deer, you just garrison it and it's gonna quickly kill the scout. So this is one way you can deny pro scouting from your opponent if you're not going for pro scouting yourself. So, okay, so I went a couple of horsemen, and now I'm just gonna go around and harass, try to do some damage, just try to annoy him, even if he just drops off the deer. Now, if he shift queued all the deer, it's just gonna be so much trouble for him to redo all of that. And he has reached castle, so he went for super fast castle rush, and because of that, I was like, okay, I'm about to age up. I'm gonna age up right here with the little burger. And what I like to do is I like to always make a barracks as well. Now the reason I like to make barracks with OTD is instead of, you can also get upgrades in Burgrave, but I think it's a lot better if you got your veterancy upgrades for units in barracks and then just continuously produce from the Burgrave. He's gonna yoink one of the deer. I'm just harassing, and again, instead of this Lancer being on my side of the map, what he's doing right now is he's trying to prevent my horsemen from annoying him, which is kind of the point of the horsemen in the first place. So I'm going to make a couple of spearmen from here because my economy is really good, so I'm just going to make a couple of spearmen from the barracks. Burgrave is about to complete, and obviously I'm going to make spearmen because he's going for lancers. Now, if you want, you can go for Gilded Knights, especially making 1 or 2 Gilded Knights early on to go harass is not a bad idea. But if you go for Mass Spearmen from Burgrave, which in this case, I saw that he's going double stable, or triple stable even. So I'm going to continuously produce Spearmen. So the reason I'm making Horsemen is I'm trying to preemptively counter the Archers, or in this case, Zuginu that he can produce, okay? Because if I went for Spearmen only or something like that, then if the Zuginu come, I'm kind of dead. So I would need to get some kind of counter for that, so I'm preemptively making Horsemen so I can harass the opponent and I can also kill whatever unit comp he is going for. And Spearmen, Horsemen, or Men-at-Arms Spearmen and Horsemen is a very good comp for OTD. Now if you're wondering, shouldn't you go crossbows here? If you go Spearmen into crossbow, you're basically going to die to Mass Zuginu, because Zuginu will kill both Spearmen and crossbow. Now, if I had more time, I could do something like Men-at-Arms and crossbow, because in that case, you would need crossbows and Zuginu, or a crossbow horseman in order to counter whatever you're doing. So in this situation, I'm feeling really good. I have 20 villagers on deer, actually 25. There's 5 more here. I'm producing out of Burgrave. I have veteran upgrade completed. Now he did get all the relics, but even though he does have relics, I am on 2 town centers, so my economy is still pretty good. And if you look at the incomes, he has slightly better income right now, but my economy is scaling, and it's going to be scaling a lot better than his is going to be. So let's see. I added another stable, making more houses, making more horsemen. I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to make a blacksmith, get some upgrades, get military academy, of course. Now, I didn't have gold, so I wasn't producing any gold units because my second gold is all the way forward, and I wanted to make sure I can defend against lancers first. So now I'm going to be able to get that mining camp, get the villagers going, and I'll be able to get some of the blacksmith upgrades as well. Now, this is also a good time to start getting some stone, so that, as you can see right there, so that you can upgrade your towers with spring gold upgrades and just make sure your workers are safe. Because again, your workers are very expensive, they're very costly if you lose them, so I want to make sure they're safe and secure. So right now, if you look at the unit count, you might be like, what the hell happened? Well, he went for Yuan Dynasty, which is the one that allows you to produce units cheaper for Jushi's Legacy and ability to produce pagodas. And because he went greedy, because he knows that he's behind economically the longer this game goes, because the OTD villagers are better than regular ones, he went for that. And now, because of the Burgrave and because how cheap, look at this, 78 food, 26 wood for Spearmen. They're very, very cheap, and all of a sudden, I have 44 army versus 20, so he cannot hold this at all. I managed to deny him gold completely, and he is just steering right now. I defended the counterattack in the back, and already, even though he went pro-scouting, and I got the pro-scouting secure, and got 4 relics, I don't know where 5th one is. Oh, 5th one he's holding it, but it's not showing. Even though he got all 5 relics, suddenly he's in a lot of trouble. So, what is my goal at this point? I'm just going to tell you my goal, and then from this point on, I'm just going to let the game play out so you can see what happened, because I don't want to do play-by-play for every single thing. So right now, I got the Military Academy first, then I'm going to get Iron Undermash, I'm going to get Ranged Armor. Now I'm going to start getting eco upgrades as well, because I don't want to get them too early. I'm going to start walling parts of the map. I'm going to start making towers and mining camps around the map. Securing the middle on Carmel is very important, especially with the sprinkle towers. And the most important thing is whenever you're doing 2TC OTD is to slowly transition to farms. Don't wait until you're out of food and then panic make 20 farms. Right now, if I have 300 wood, I can already add a couple of farms. I don't know if I do it or not, or maybe I spend wood somewhere else, but that's what you can do. Now, we are playing on Carmel, which there is crap ton of food on the map. So, on a normal map, I would already start making farms, but Carmel has a lot of berries, a lot of boar, a lot of deer. So you can usually delay your farm transition quite a bit. But you can see I'm getting the eco upgrades, and I'm still just pumping out units. So, he added 2nd town center. He's got 3 pagodas, and you'll see what the rest of this game looks like right now. We end up having a fight here. We kind of trade out, but again, I feel like the game is a lot better for me than it is for him. There's the farm transition. Like I said, even though there's a lot of food on the map, I'm just getting some early farms. I don't want to be cut off from food at any point and then just be completely out of food. If you look at my map control right now, I have a Spearman on this gold. I know he's not on this gold because I was just there. I have a tower on the bottom. I have a tower here upgraded. Got 2 towers in the middle. Tower over here. So my vision is really, really good. And my army is more mobile than his is, right? Because I have horsemen and he has pure infantry. So at this point, I'm going to start making men-at-arms because I saw that he has a lot of spearmen. So I'm going to go men-at-arm horsemen. Now in terms of army comps, you can do a lot of things. You can do men-at-arm horsemen. If there's cavalry, you can do spearmen horsemen. At this point, I could have also made like 5 archer ranges and go for mass archer plus men-at-arm, which should, in theory, do really well against his comp. So you can do plenty of things. It's completely up to you what you want to do. If you want to play like a more mobile A-move type comp like this one, or if you want to go for archer spearman. But in that case, if you do that, you slow down your comp quite a bit. Or you can go horseman archer. So honestly, you can do any of those things. So I know that he is going to run out of food soon, and I know he needs to transition to food somewhere. So at this point, I see that he is going for farms over here, which gives me a great attack point, because now I know, okay, his food is there, that's where I gotta go. I'm making a town center in the middle. This is not for villager production. This is so that I can emergency repair this outpost and get free repairs basically every 2 minutes. I get 2 minute cooldown. And now I can just take all these horsemen and go do a big raid. Just be annoying, like I said. Meanwhile, for myself, I got a lot of farms. My economy is booming. 93 villagers with OTD is a crap ton of villagers. I went for this gold, which I kind of dragged them into it, so unfortunate. But yeah, the map control is fully mine. And one interesting thing that you can always do, not only with OTD, but with any civ when you have cavalry, you take a crap ton of cavalry, you attack the opponent. When opponent overreacts to it, because they have to, right? Because I'm sending 17 OTD horsemen, he sends all the spearmen in order to defend, and then you can basically dive the other side that has all the army. So this is what this looks like. Even though there's towers, he gets completely sandwiched, caught off guard, and butchered in the end, losing basically all Zugino and crossbows, losing all the towers, losing trebuchets, and in a little bit I can also go Imperial because I'm almost supply capped. I'm almost at 200. And in this game, because I am on triple TC at this point, I'm not going to go for Palace of Swabia because I'm also on 100 workers. You want to go for Elsbach, and Elsbach is just incredibly hard to kill, especially if you have one relic to put inside with emergency repairs. I'm going to go torching over here. And what ends up happening here is pretty funny. I did not know this was walled, so I clicked outside and my units just ran into the Spearmen, and he did a really good job blocking this. So even though I kind of traded, didn't end up losing them. Now I'm in Imperial and the game is looking really good for me. Farming 33 farms, which is really good. And you can see the worker split as well. I'm upgrading all my units, getting the eco upgrades, and he calls GG. So I showed you guys 2 TC against aggression, 2 TC against pro scouts into fast castle. Now I'm going to show you how to play a different style of OTD, which is going to be pro scouting into fast Imperial. Now, you don't need to go fast Imperial with this. You can just go pro scouting into mass units and fighting. But be aware, if you do go fast Imperial, if your opponent knows what you're doing and how to beat it, it becomes very difficult. So we're gonna start as usual, 5 on sheep, sorry. We're gonna put 3 on gold. So this is a completely different build. We're doing pro scouting now. We're gonna put 3 on gold. And basically, if you leave these 3 on gold until the moment you age up, you will have enough for pro scouting and be in a good position. Now, this game we also played again against Ottoman like the first game. So I actually had to pull more villagers onto the gold because he was sending the Spearmen. But usually you would only need 3 on gold. And then when you age up, you're going to have enough for pro scouts, okay? So now we rally onto the food until the age up. And this game, we are going to go Meinwerk, okay? The reason we're going Meinwerk is because we're going to have less villagers. So Chapel is not going to be as juicy to get, because the more villagers you have, the more value you get from Chapel. And we're going to go Meinwerk because we're spending a lot of resources on pro scouts, on castle, rushing. So getting some of those techs cheaper and getting the unique techs for men-at-arms and Lenschitz can be pretty good. And I just wanted to show you guys how to do Meinwerk. I could have also done Chapel with pro scouting, nothing wrong with that, but I figured I'd show you guys both landmarks and how to use them. Now he's doing some harassment here, but it's fine. I'm just gathering. I put more villagers on gold, and this is what you can do if you're getting Dark Age harassed. You just put more villagers on gold until you have enough for pro scouting, and then you can just get away. Now I got a little bit of extra so that I can make some men-at-arms. And now my goal is to start the professional scouts and to make stables, to make extra scouts, and then make barracks in order to make some men-at-arms and push the opponent away. So let's speed it up. There's the stables. Again, I'm leaving farms around, or farm space around my TC, which gets a little bit messy later on, which you'll see. Pro scouting is done. And we can start already doing the professional scouts. There's the barracks too. And obviously he spots this, so now I need to defend. But because I gathered a little bit of extra gold, I can make a couple of men-at-arms in order to deal with that. The deer are getting dropped off, which is really good. The men-at-arm is out, so he can be, pushing these spearmen away to make them not be so annoying. My opponent was also going for a castle rush, by the way. So I'm just going pro scouts into castle rush. Meanwhile, he's doing some pressure into castle rush. I'm gonna make a little tower. And already you can see I moved almost all villagers from wood except 3 because I needed wood for stables, pro scouting, and barracks, and a tower or 2, and obviously houses. After that, I don't need any wood because I'm not producing archers, I'm not producing spearmen, and I'm not producing horsemen either. So I'm just gonna go double tower. At this point, I wasn't aware that he's going castle rush because I was so focused on professional scouts and trying to deny that as well. But I'm getting everything that I wanted, and I think in a little bit I get the survival techniques too, I think. Maybe I forgot, who knows. On the other side, this is where I saw that he is going castle rush. My man-at-arm arrives with +1 ranged armor, and I just do a little bit of harassment here. And I see, okay, he's actually going age up, so I know what I'm dealing with and what I'm playing against. I got the survival techniques, and we're almost at the castle. Now, again, when you're doing this build, you can go for burger in this situation. It is completely okay. I went cathedral because, again, I wanted to show you guys that you can use all the landmarks with OTD. It's not that one is just better. But if you're going Imperial Rush, in my opinion, Burgrave is better because you can continuously produce spearmen and you will still have very, very fast Imperial timing. So you're going to have a lot of units that you can defend yourself. If you go for Cathedral, obviously you're going to have more passive gold, but you will also need to put in a lot more resources into producing units so that you can get relics in the first place. So whichever one you like to play, if you want to be more active on the map, you can go Cathedral and fight for relics. If you want to just chill in your base, just go Burgrave and just sit on your base and go Imperial, okay? You can also, by the way, from this point on, there's another option. You don't have to go Imperial. You can make like Knights, Spearmen, Knights, Men-at-Arms, or even Knights, Archers, and just commit to making a crap ton of units as well. So it's completely up to you. I got some Prelates going. We're pro-scouting his side of the map at this point. I'm gonna go for another stable. Because I wanted to make some more scouts. I lost, I think, 2 on this side, so I just wanted to get some of his deer. And at this point, I'm just saving resources in order to go fast Imperial. I had a knight on the other side, just doing some light harassing. I was sending units, spearmen and men-at-arm with my prelates in order to clean the relics from his units so that I can take those. You can see I have a spearman here. I just denied him a relic. I had a man-at-arm at the top denying this relic. And in the end, I think I took 3 relics in total with you know, Cathedral. That is very, very good. Now, I'm going to start mining stone. I'm about to go Imperial, but I'm going to start mining stone because this is the scariest point. If you're doing Imperial rushing, so this is a 13-minute Imperial rush. With Burgrave, you could probably do like 11, 11:30. The biggest issue is now holding the build, holding the push, sorry, with this build. Because the opponent will, most of the time, decide to all in and go all in, basically. Just all out. Because if I got 3 relics, it says I got 4. But did that one ever make it home? Actually, I'm not sure. Because if at this point, the opponent... oh no, this one doesn't make it home. Okay, yeah. If the opponent lets me have Palace of Swabia and I'm just booming and I'm chilling, I'm probably going to win that game. So most of the time, the opponent will decide to all-in you and try to kill Palace of Swabia or just kill a crap ton of villagers. So the reason why I'm mining stone is Springle towers are not going to cut it at this point. You need cannon emplacements because they will absolutely destroy the enemy army. And you need to start making counter units to what he is doing. So in this game, Chief Music had a lot of Akinji, and he's going to produce a lot of Sipahi very, very soon. So I figured if I produce Culverins in order to kill his rams or whatever, and I get some spearmen in order to hold Sipahi, I will be in a very good spot around my cannon emplacement towers. So this is where I age up, and you will see immediately he moves everything forward straight away. I'm getting another outpost here. I'm gathering a lot of stone because I know that the units are coming. And I'm going to start upgrading my towers ASAP. I got a sprinkled upgrade here. I'm getting cannon emplacement on this one because protecting Swabia and villagers coming out is very important because that's kind of the whole point of you rushing Imperial is to produce villagers. I can see his units not at the front. I put the relics in towers because it gives them a crap ton of stats as well, as you can see right here. And we're gonna go back on the stone. So again, the idea now is to get the bombard tower or emplacements up as fast as possible and just produce workers non-stop and just gather, honestly, gather whatever you can. If you can only gather wood, just gather wood and make farms. If you can go on these berries, go on the berries. As long as you're gathering and just making anything in order to hold the opponent's push, you're going to be in a good spot. So again, I'm going to do the same thing like I did in the first game. Tower, little mining camp. Tower, little mining camp. Soon I'm going to send more villagers across the map to his side of the map, because if he goes there in order to kill that, then he's not pushing my main base and I'm out booming him with Swabia. And I have 3 relics as well, right? I have another bombard tower coming in. He is trebbing now, so he responded correctly. He's immediately going trebuchets and trebbing this down. Again, emergency repair comes up. And all I need to do right now is repair this as much as possible to buy myself time, right? I have no units right now. I have 7 units. One of them is a cauldron and a prelate. I just need time to get my economy up, to get the farms going, and just to get more towers or get better income in general. So look, again, I went all the way around. He's got no clue. I went all the way around from the bottom side. I'm gonna get 5 villagers here, 5 here. So now I have some extra gold income. I have some extra stone income, so I can keep upgrading the towers. He one-shot this tower, which is pretty unfortunate, but it only has sprinkled upgrade. And I moved the relic in the back here, and I have a relic in the back, which these are both bombarded placements. So if he went for some kind of dive or something, these towers will absolutely butcher him. And the reason he can't push through here is he would trade very inefficiently against this outpost. Now, if you notice, look at which upgrades I got. Once again, I have only melee units, and I got +3 ranged armor, which makes sense against the Kinji because they're ranged units. And I got +3 ranged attack. And once again, this is for the garrison, when you garrison the villagers into TC or towers, so they do extra damage, okay? And he actually has no armor upgrade, so this is very, very, very good for me. We're gonna get military academy just to make sure our buildings produce a little bit faster. And I'm just spending resources, like I said, wherever and however I can. More farms coming up. I got some villagers on the berries. The moment he comes here, this one I actually kill with villagers, but the moment more units come, I just run away. Look, he comes here, he finds my gold, doesn't matter. If he kills those 5, it doesn't matter. I'm already so far ahead in villagers. As long as I'm just gathering and not bleeding like villagers consistently, or just losing 30 villagers in one go, I'm in a good spot. So look, he's gonna send 3 Akinji on the top side. I'm not gonna contest that. I'm not gonna send units. I'm just gonna run away. I got enough berries. I got good value from those. Let's just bail away. And let's just go back on the wood. So, look, I'm gonna send 8 villagers more. I think I send them all the way here. And even if these guys get caught and killed, let's say I miss it and I just lose all of them, doesn't matter. We're chilling. I'm ahead. And now my economy, if we compare economies one to another, mine is almost double at this point. Not quite double, but, you know, almost. So at this point, losing villagers is actually not an option for him. As in, if he just kills my villagers, that will not win him the game. He will still be losing the game. So we're past the point where killing some villagers will end the game for me or put me in a really bad spot. He needs to do way more than that. And because I know that, all I gotta do is just sit back, chill, and enjoy. So he does get this tower in the end. He's going for the cathedral. And again, I'm just buying myself time. I got 3, soon 4 bombard towers here, that if he dives, they're gonna absolutely butcher his army. So I'm gonna speed through. Look at it, his army is massive right now. And I'm dragging his army into the bombard towers. He's only in range of this one. Now in this one too. And now I turn around. I got some cauldrons that have super long range. culverins that can kill the Springolds and just do a crap ton of damage. Now again, we want to kill his mech dev right here. A very important target because it buffs his whole army with either attack speed in this case or armor upgrade. So I'm going to target fire that. Boom. Goes down. Culverins are going down. This bombard upgrade is about to complete as well, and you can see his army is getting annihilated. Now once again, remember, all these trades we're doing, I just lost my whole army. But I'm winning. Why am I winning? Because I know 100%, 100,000,000%, I know, even while I was playing the game, that my eco is way better than his. So us trading armies and me losing my whole army is better for me. Because I simply have more economy and I can remake very, very quickly. So again, I don't care if this TC dies, right? Because I have enough villagers, I have Swabia. The reason I'm repairing this TC, because the next target is the bombard towers. So I am once again just buying myself time for my economy to grow. That's the whole point. I don't care about this TC. I don't even need villagers at this point. So I'm still producing, still cranking. We got a lot of farms here. I'm mining out these golds. I mined out the big stone on the bottom. And I have like towers everywhere. Look at this. He's still focused on the middle. I'm gonna make a keep here. Secure those golds. Emergency repair. I actually activate it. And then as I activated it, the TC dies. But I'm just gonna repair it back up. I get the farms up. Now this game I might have made too many workers. I think I had like 156 OTD workers at one point. But this game just proves it doesn't really matter. You can overmake workers. What's the worst thing that can happen? You're gonna lose workers that cost 20 food. You know what I mean? Even if I lost 50 villagers now, literally I'm still ahead. And I can just remake them because Swabia remakes them every 8 seconds for only 20 food, which is crazy. So now this is my vision that I have going on. Look at this. There's nowhere for him to go and harass. He's gonna run through here. I move away the villagers. I have another tower upgraded. Another tower upgraded with cannon emplacement. I have towers here just chilling. And I'm gonna put another tower because why not? So my unit count right now is almost, I mean, it's pretty good. 32 units plus 15 siege. And he is nowhere near maxed. Meanwhile, I am pop capped at 200 and I have crazy income. So at this point, I'm slowly getting all my upgrades. You can see I got all eco upgrades except the broadaxe. Meanwhile, on his side, he is pretty cooked. So now you want to invest into some real units. We've been defending, and by the way, I'm going to lose all of these here. We've been investing into men-at-arms, some spearmen, and culverins. And now that my economy is in insane position, you can go for Handcannoneers, which are probably their best units. They just do so much damage and so much DPS that if you have a lot of eco, they're 100% worth to go for, and that can be your death army, basically. Like a death ball army. Cathedral went down earlier, so I'm going to repair that up. And right now, I don't even need culverins, by the way. He's still age 3 because he all-in trying to kill me, which is why I said that is the scariest point of Imperial rushing, being able to hold that big push. And if you do, you're going to be in a really good spot. I'm doing some run-by here, which all these units are elite units, so they're very hard to deal with. And now, because he's pushing straight through the middle, we have the Gilded Man-at-Arm upgrade to the unique one. And look at this fight with the Gilded Handcannoneers and Man-at-Arms. He's like not doing any damage to them. Handcannoneers can also just kill siege. They just kill everything. Look at this. It ain't even fair, this fight. The knight, these are knights, by the way. They're getting absolutely annihilated. And that's gonna be it. Just like that. Just like that. So you can play OTD Fast Imperial very similar, if not exactly the same as HRE does. Because obviously OTD is the variant civ, right? So you can play them very, very similar. But again, it might look easy, but whenever you're doing this Imperial rush, if you're getting all in, it can be pretty tricky and it can snowball quite hard. So you kind of have to get some experience and learn how to play it, but once you do, you'll be in a very, very good spot. And that's it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some more knowledge to play Order of the Dragon. And if you're watching live, let's keep going.